Greetings, my friends. This is Dr. Jimmy again, and I am resuming my Horror Nights cocktails for 2016. That is for Halloween Horror Nights 26. That is recreating the haunted houses in liquid form, so to speak, melting them down into the essence of the whatever the hell you want to call it. Yes. I had a friend, Sean Tucker, of course, asked me the other day when I was at the event if I'd given up on this because he hadn't seen any videos for a bit. And I said, no, I haven't given up at all. Just haven't had the opportunity to go back and make them. So there's one remaining haunted house, and of course scare zones. I've done one for a scare zone so far, so I've got all the scare zones to do except for Chancellor Hill. We've already done that one. But one remaining haunted house, American Horror Story. And it's one of my favourite houses, although I have friends who loathe the house. It's amazing how passionately one of my friends hates this house for reasons that I cannot even understand, because what he says isn't even is not the case. So I just don't understand it. It's like, but I don't want to get into that right now. Let's get into the cocktail itself. The house is divided into three parts, of course: murder house, freak show, and hotel. Dividing things into parts seems to be a theme in the series. You know, we have the Black Dahlia got divided into two parts in Murder House, and of course Emma Roberts got divided into two parts in Freak Show, and that sort of thing continues to happen in different parts of the series. Sometimes more than 2 or 3 parts. You know, all sorts of little bits and pieces. Poor Luke Evans got divided into all kinds of little pieces and then it's put back together again in Coven, if you remember. So there are 3 separate parts, or 3 separate seasons or series of the program, so I'm going to make 3 separate cocktails. So this is my first one, the Murder House cocktail. Murder House, of course, wasn't actually the name of that series. It was just American Horror Story in the first season. It's only been called Murder House in afterwards. Fans came up with that name, and of course there was the Murder House tours that occurred in that season, so that sort of is where they got the idea from. It's as good a name as any. So for the Murder House cocktail, I had to think, what do I want? I have to think about all the different characters in the series, many of which are in the house itself. There's Moira, the maid, who's young sometimes and pretty, and old and creepy at other times. There's of course there's Luke Evans as Tate Langdon, who's quite dead but still hitting on girls, and shot up his whole school, and then got killed himself. Now he's haunting the place, and he likes to dress up in the black rubber suit. And that's a visual image that's so striking it became one of the central images in the Murder House. In fact, it's being used as one of the central images in the haunted house at Horror Nights. So I thought maybe I can pay homage to that, and so I picked colours that fit that. So I'm going to make a sort of martini, not really, but in a martini glass, served straight up. I'm going to make, and it's one of these, the big one because it's going to be big. So first, to evoke the colour scheme, I've picked this ingredient, which is black sambuca. This is Romana black sambuca, which of course is like squid ink in its appearance, quite like the Rubberman himself, you see. Put that here and pour this dark substance into the shaker. Alright, it's going to be thinned out a little bit though, just a little bit. Vodka, I picked, this is Knight's Hall vodka, which just happens to be the vodka I happen to have at the time. It's from Holland. It's Dutch vodka. It's very good. I keep it in my freezer. It always makes it kind of thick, So we'll put some of that into the jigger as well. Nice and thick, there it is. Put that into the shaker. That alone is going to make a rather potent cocktail. Fortunately, the third ingredient is non-alcoholic, but it's going to give it a little bit darker colour and sweeter taste. This is Monin, it's French. Yes, in fact, it's Le Sirop de Monin, a raspberry Monin syrup. That's a good one. And we're going to pour a bit of that as well. It's also a bit thick, so I keep it refrigerated just a little bit like that, and that should be enough to make for a devastating beverage, hopefully. Shake. Cold. It might come out more purple than black. We'll see what happens. Well, this turned out just about how I hoped it would look. See, inspired by the Rubberman, a murder house cocktail. Let's see what it tastes like. Definitely not bad. The licorice flavour of the Sambuca overpowers everything, of course. Well, being tempered a little bit with vodka. It's not exactly what tempering means. It's supposed to be tempered with water, the idea of temperance, right? But with that and of course the raspberry syrup, it takes the edge off the licorice. So it actually gives a very good flavour to it. And the amount of it in this very large glass, the larger martini glasses, because it contains, you know, two fulls, one of these of liquor. Therefore, it's like a double shot. So it's pretty potent. Drink the whole thing, I'll be schlocked. So not really, but I'll be funny, and I wouldn't be able to make another video after that without, you know, saying things I really shouldn't. So I'm going to leave it at this. I have my ingredients though for the Freak Show and the Hotel Cocktails American Horror Story. I'll be doing those later, perhaps tomorrow. And then, sometime hopefully soon, I can continue the Scare Zone cocktails, beginning with Survive or Die Apocalypse, because there's a horror hound out there who keeps bugging me about when he's going to have the cocktail. So I have to one for artifice. What's their sign? Something like this? No, that's not right. It's something like this. I forget what it is. Whatever Artifice does. They're a bunch of mama boys. Anyway, Oedipus, Artifice. I can't remember the name of the zone. Anyway, and then of course the horror hounds, Woof Woof, and Dominion, the sexiest of the three clans out on the street. You can't deny that, no matter who you're supporting. Dominion are the sexiest. So we'll do a separate one for each one of those three. So I have three for American Horror Story, then I'll have three for Survive or Die Apocalypse, then I'll go ahead and do one for VAT 55 and Deadman's Wharf and Lair of the Banshee, because I already did Chance in Hell. So there you go. Alrighty then. So that is my cocktail for Murder House of American Horror Story. Alright, thank you very much. Until next time. And of course, since the event is going on, for some of you out there, see you out in the spooky dark. Yeah.